All right, welcome to the daily market analysis for May. What we're going to do tonight is go over updates to the market since last night and also identify setups on the market tonight going into tomorrow. So first pair we're going to go over is going to be EC, EURCAD. So as stated before, we have a W here, and here's our triangular pattern showing that the three indicators, right, were given, which references a reversal, a long position within this W, right? We have another W, first leg, second leg. Now TDI, looking at this second leg, TDI is right below the market baseline, which means they could potentially continue to drop, right? Which at that case we would not enter, right? So they haven't completely, we'll go down to the 4-hour, haven't completely finished the pattern yet, but they are down here near the low. And I say that because well, I'll show you once we get to the 1-hour time frame. But as you can see, they've pinned the 13 EMA numerous times, a total of 4 times. None of these have closed above, right? Which means that move long has not happened yet. Looking at this second leg here, TDI again right below the market baseline, but is also near the low level line. There is some divergency here. There's an incline here, and then there's an incline here, right? So we'll go down to the 4-hour time frame. Back out a little bit. This was your first leg. Disregard all of this. This is your second leg. During Asian session, zoom in. During Asian session, they've given us our initial high here, initial low here. Looking at the TDI or RSI, TDI is at the bottom Bollinger Band. That doesn't mean that it is a guarantee that they're going to stop here, right? So what they could do is come back up, right? Retest either the high of the day, right, or mid-Asian range, and then do a stop hunt, which means they would extend the low down to the 25 pip box, which looks like this here, right? 25 pips down, give us a W, and then take off. Another thing that they could do is come back up, retest, and then continue down, right? Blow way past the 25 pip box to complete another level. All right, so those are the 3 course of action. Either the W, well, basically we're our bias is long tonight. I'm not gonna go back through it. Our bias is long. We'll see how they behave during the London session. Everything checks out tonight. Then we'll go down to the 5-minute, right, where we'll be paying attention to the EMA's crossing, waiting for that yellow to cross the red, and then also for price action, which means a candle to close above the 13 EMA. More than likely, if the EMA's cross, then the candle will have already crossed and closed above the 13 EMA. So that's what we're looking for. We've got past the check down on the day chart. We got past the check down on the 4-hour. Now we're on to the 1-hour, right? Just seeing how they behave during London. All right, moving on to NC. So far we've met all the trading criteria on the day time frame. This low is still holding on this second leg here. There's your first. Second, TDI is right below the market baseline. Same thing as EC. They could continue to drop, right? But we're going to see how this pattern plays out. They extended the low, did a stop hunt right previously, issuing us a moon. TDI is at the low level, and it came up 13 EMA here. You see they pinned it. They haven't closed above it yet. And TDI is at the market baseline. So I'm expecting them, same thing. Criteria is met on the 4 hour. I'm expecting them to come back down, right? Retest either the low or mid Asian range. Give us a W and then go long. So our bias is long on NC. Again, we've met trading criteria, the check down on the day chart and the 4 hour. We're just looking to see how they behave on the 1 hour time frame. TDI is already at the mid-level line right below the top Bollinger Band, so I'm expecting them to stop about here, this 50 EMA, or just shy of it, come back down and retesting this low, or blowing past it, giving that that vector to the 3 vectors to the 25 pip box during London. All right, moving on to CJ, the CAD yen. On the day time frame, this sun is still valid, right? We have not really a M on the day time frame. It's a very, very rounded M. Here's your first leg, second leg. It's not really a huge dip, so it's hard to tell. But this high is still holding. All right, we'll go down to the 4 hour time frame. Bam, there you see it. First leg, second leg. This first leg was above the high level, right? Almost near the extremely high. We love trading the extremes. It came down, issued a star. TDI was outside of the Bollinger Band, bounced off that, and it's on its way up to the market baseline. I don't foresee them coming past the market baseline, giving us some divergency on the RSI, right, which is another indicator that a reversal is coming. So far we've met the trading criteria on the day time frame and the 4 hour time frame. We'll drop down to 1 hour. Zoom out. There was your first leg. Here's your second leg. Again, that divergency, right? You see that decline there. TDI is currently at the top Bollinger Band. Does not mean that they are going to stop here, right? They still have just ballpark 19, we'll say 20 pips, right, to the top. So what they could do is give another stop hunt, right, to the 25 pip box, which will be over here during London, right? Give us an M and then drop. That'll be a type 1. The type 2 would be coming back down to retest the low of the day. Here's the low, right? Come back up and hit the high, retesting that. That'll be a type 2 M and then dropping. So paying attention, be expecting that signal tonight, and have your cheat sheet handy. So when I say type 1, type 2, you can use that as a reference. All right, so trading criteria is met on the, or check down is met on the day time frame, the 4 hour time frame, and so far so good on the 1 hour. Moving on to UJ. So huge divergency on the day time frame, right? You see that decline. TDI is near the market baseline. It's closing right below it. On the second leg, we have a star. I would like to say moon here, but maybe that'll form later tonight. We'll go down to the 4 hour time frame. Day time frame is good. We got 1, 2, working on its third hit. Not sure if price action is going to come all the way back up to retest, even though I did say this is the high. This is the top of the range where we'll be looking for that reversal based off of TDI already being right below that market baseline. They could hit that and then continue down, right? Or not continue, excuse me, go short. But the Bollinger Bands are tightening up, so they could come down, hit the Bollinger Band, and then bounce back up, giving us a retest, right? And then going short. So This is still the range that we're expecting that reversal to happen in. So far, so good on the 1 hour time frame. A lot of consolidation within this area, which is why these Bollinger Bands are tightening up. Right, they're basically weighing who got it right, who got it wrong, what the next move would be to capitalize, right, and take these guys' money. So the initial high has been set for the day. TDI above the market baseline. It's still got to come down and give us our initial low. This could be the initial low, and then they use the rest of Asian to continue up, retesting yesterday's high, and then come down, basically Asian, mid-Asian, right? And then stop punt that 3 vectors up to the 25 pip box, the stop punt box, before giving us a M and dropping. But again, the bias is short tonight. So far so good. Again, on daytime frame and the 4 hour time frame, we'll see how they behave on the 1 hour. All right, so more to follow on that. Moving on to NJ. So we had previously stated 1, 2, 3 hits to the high. They came down to the 13 EMA. So far, have not closed below it. Right, it's barely closed below it. Right, but I don't really count that. One long wick. They always throw wicks in the opposite direction of the direction they're going to go in. TDI is right above the market baseline. I'm not expecting them to come back up and retest this high. I'm really hoping they do, right? But I don't foresee them coming back up too much more, probably to this range here. So I'll go ahead and drop this down a little bit. Right, because at this point they can go in the opposite direction, which is down at any time. TDI is at the market, at the mid-level line, right? They could stop here. They could make their way up towards the market baseline and continue down. But as of right now, this is not meeting our trading criteria on the 4 hours, so we're going to stop here. And that is all I have for tonight. I'm going to pass it over to Nick so we can go over his pairs. All right, bro, you're good.
All right. All right, here we go. All right, starting us off, we got GU. Again, same as no change really from last night. Not really liking what I'm seeing here. Only major development is they've come up to retest this second leg here from this big M. There's been no real movement. So I don't like it right now. Looks like the 5 is about to cross over the 13 EMA again, which is not something I really want to see. It's changing the directional bias to long right now. But we'll see how it behaves. If we start getting some wicks up towards these, maybe not this level, but back up towards this high, then we'll start looking at shorts. But for now, it's just an absolute no trade because there's no real trend. We've just kind of been sitting in this range right here, right? This box right here has just been them in a range, collecting contracts, no real trend. Looked for a little while, right? Like they were going to come back short to retest. They didn't come down very far. So really, right, this is not a trend. So we're still just in this big range of nothing, no actual trend. So more to follow. We'll see how it develops, right? Outside of that, it's a no trade. GJ, I do like this pair. Javon and I were talking about it before we started the webinar this evening. Looking for shorts here. 1 hour chart, right? RSI is up towards the top Bollinger Band, right? Retesting this high, hasn't breached it yet. On the 4 hour chart, TD or RSI is up to the market baseline. So we'll be looking for some type of information off this daily high, which looks to be locked, but we'll see. This low also looks like it's locked, so expect to see trading within the high of the day, low of the day range. Retest of the high coming out of Asian session into London will provide the confirmation that we need. So expect a possible trade on that tonight. EG. Yeah, so we were talking about taking this short. And it was a good trade yesterday, but not a good long-term day trade. Seeing this play out, I'm almost glad I didn't take it because I don't trade U.S. session very often. Maybe yesterday, if I had seen that, I would have traded it, but not likely. But I would have taken this, right, and I would have held it, and then I would have probably ended up getting out up here, right, because it would have been moving back like that, back towards that high, and I tend to have this thing where I like to see if they're actually going to do level one or continue, and I would have lost a lot of pips on that. So still looking at short biases though. We got 1, 2, right? So we're in 2 levels, right? So looking for one more day of drop, really for EG. But it's not always guaranteed after level 2. Sometimes they stop at level 2 and then make the correction off there. So only we'll be taking EG if we see clear M formations. We're not going to take any W's because it's more of an if and not a high probability trade. Adding in GC here, just on the back end, I was looking at it while Javon was covering his pairs, looking to catch this retest. So we got a sun, we have our star, looking for a retest on the back end here. TDIs, this is my least favorite because like we were talking, me and Javon were talking before, I don't really like seeing the RSI below and towards this bottom Bollinger Band when looking to take short positions. So not my favorite, but a possible trade, right? On the 4 hour chart, right? We got this, the RSI kind of almost to the top Bollinger Band, but not really. It's more of like, if we see it, we'll take it, but not really looking for it. It's my least favorite. That's why it's on the back end. If you guys have any questions, of course, right, feel free to reach out to us in the group chat or the direct message us individually. You got anything else you want, Javon?
Nope, that is it. Y'all have a good night.